As we look toward the end of April, you're going to notice more green around Greater Lafayette. Trees, bushes, and grass are making our days more colorful. One man who knows all about the power of plants is Professor Peter Goldsbrough. He teaches Intro to Plant Science, and he is our guest this morning for Purdue 101. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. They're very nice to have you. You brought some of your friends with you, too.
We do. We're all about plants.
So tell us about Intro to Plant Science. What do kids learn when they come into class?
So this is an introductory biology class, really, but instead of using fruit flies or mice or humans to talk about biology, we're all about plants. So almost everything that we do talks about plants as models for understanding how biology works.
And you brought 4 of them with you here today, and the kids are handed a pet plant at
So-
the beginning of the year. Talk about that.
So this is a plant, this semester's plant is an impatiens. So at the beginning of the semester, they take home a small cutting. And for extra credit, they have to keep the plant alive and bring it back next week at the end of the semester.
And what fascinates you about plants? What makes green plants, or any kind of plant, so interesting?
Plants do almost everything that you and I do, and in addition,
They do it better?
They do it better, and they do some other things. So photosynthesis is one of the things. So they produce all the oxygen that we breathe. They produce all the food that we eat. Even if you're on the paleo diet, you're eating plants because those burgers are produced from animals that eat plants.
Right, and speaking of food, you brought a carnivorous plant with you. That's the one right in front of you. How does this guy work?
So this is one example of a carnivorous plant. So this is called a sundew, and the way it captures insects, which it needs for food, is it has these sticky little hairs all over the plant. You can see how sticky they are.
Yeah, right.
And once an insect lands and gets trapped, the leaf will curl up, and then the plant will secrete enzymes to digest the insect. Grisly death.
Right.
And then it uses that for nitrogen as its food source.
So very similar to a Venus flytrap, which many people know about. This one people probably don't know about. But
there's a large collection of different types of carnivorous plants from all over the world, and we have a colleague who's particularly interested in these, and they're great for show and tell.
Absolutely.
People are always fascinated by things that eat other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you don't expect that from a plant.
Not from a plant at all. Do you have a favorite plant or a favorite kind?
No, I'm an omnivore. I love all plants, really. I mean, and that's part of the, there's hundreds of thousands of different species. They live in almost every environment around the world, and trying to understand why plants live in different environments, that's part of what we try to teach in botany.
And there's so many different kinds of plants, so spring must be your favorite time of the year with everything coming together, right?
Spring is a fascinating time, and you go. I love to garden as well, and so you go out into the garden and you see plants emerging that have been dormant all winter. You try to learn how those plants survive, what are the tricks that they have that allow them to survive, and then how do they start growing again in the spring.
Those are the things that people are going to be talking about all through the spring as things start to come up and they start working on their garden. Peter Goldsbrough, you teach Intro to Plant Science. We thank you for being here for Purdue 101 today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.